The module is already uploaded. Now let's move to the administration panel. Most of the things you have already seen in midterm presentation. Still, for the new viewers, here is a quick recap and progress after midterm presentation. Now, as you can see in administration panel, in the ETL module section, there are three options available. The first one is ETL process, in which the wizard took you from whole ETL process to complete analytics view. The second one is the data warehouse login. This is the same process you have to go through after data loaded successfully to warehouse. And the third one is the wizard for configuring credentials for the newly introduced scheduler. Now let's move to the ETL process. ETL process is the only thing one have to know how to use, and rest of the feature one will understand easily. You can fill it with the credential of MySQL instance you know, or you can also use the current MySQL instance of OpenMRS running. So I am going to use the current instance login. Now we are start exploring the current MySQL instance of the OpenMRS. Now as you can see, there is a list of database. I can choose any one of them. I am going to choose OpenMRS as the database. As you can see here, there is a list of tables that are present in OpenMRS database. I can choose any one of the tables, or I can choose multiple tables as well. So I'm going to choose this patient table. Now it is showing me the list of all the columns that are available in the patient table, and the table from which it belongs, and the database from the table belongs. So I can choose any one of the column, or I can choose multiple columns as well. So I'm going to drag and drop patient ID, date created, and tribe. Now I have chosen all the columns that I wanted. Now I click next. Now I can put any join condition if the selection of the columns required. As it is not required, I am click next. Okay, as you can see here, there are two options, Hive server and MySQL. Currently I can use this both type of database as my data warehouse. So I am choosing the Hive server, so I have to fill up the credential for the Hive server here. So username is root, password is Hadoop. The SSH host is the host on which my Hadoop is running, and it is running on a virtual machine. So I am going to put the IP address of my virtual machine, which is the same as written here, that is 192.168.56.102, and the SSH port is 22, and the database I have to create temporarily. I can use the name temp_db, and the table name, because I have chosen patient table, so I can give a table name related to it. So it could be patient data. Now I will click load, and it will take a while to upload all the tables information to the Hive. Now I will click execute query on Hive. Now I have an option for Hive login here. Instead of that, I can also do the same procedure from the data warehouse login. So instead of going through this Hive login process, I will click on data warehouse login, and then I have to do the same thing. I will do that at the same page. Now username is root, password as you know is Hadoop, and host is 192.168.56.102. 102. SSH port is 22, and now I will click login. It will take around 30 to 45 seconds for successful login. I think less than that. Now I will make my own query, which is select type, patient underscore ID from default dot patient underscore data, where patient ID is less than 100. I will click execute query. Here you can see the query is already executed and it's waiting for fetching back the result from the Hive. Okay, now as you can see here, all the top 100 patient ID data is populated in this HTML table. Now different options are available here, like download it to XLS format, export it to CSV format, or export it to TSV format. Now when I click on download XLS, this will download a file for me. I will click on it and this will open my Microsoft Excel. Yes, as you can see here, all the data is now export to as XLS sheet. Close this file. Now as you can see at the bottom of the page, there is a graphs and charts option. So this will view all this tabular data in graphs and charts form. So different type of charts are available here, like line, column, area, pie, etc. So I will click on pie and this will show this all data in the form of a pie chart. So I will click on graphs and charts, maximize this, and you can see here there is a pie chart of the data that is populated from the Hive.